By the end of this video, you will know some options to save your banana plant this winter in case temperatures take a huge plunge. Hey, it's the You're Ready Gardener here. This channel is about successful container gardening, keeping it easy and affordable, and the many, many ways we can use our plants for a healthier you and me. So subscribe to the channel today, and let's get to it. You think it's going to be business as usual with the winter temps, but for some reason it takes a nosedive and you're concerned about your banana plant making it. I have some options for you. I have 6 banana plants and it's been a roller coaster of weather in our area. So let's say the temps drop to below freezing for an extended amount of time, more than a week. You may need to take extra overwintering measures beyond what you've already done. First, we already know that some climates, they can't even grow banana plants. I'll have a list for you of banana plant varieties and the best zones for them in the description. Option 1, of course, we can bring our banana plant in. So we want to bring our banana plant into a frost-free area, greenhouse, garage, basement, the list goes on, frost-free area. Now, some might ask about pests. You want the plant without the pest. I get it. Let me address pests real quickly and then get back to the topic of this video. You can spray some kind of insecticide on your plant. So you can make a dish soap insecticide, garlic insecticide, cayenne pepper insecticide, and spray this on the plant if you're concerned about pests. So another option is if you have some type of large tub, you can fill it halfway to 3/4 with water, some dish soap, not too soapy, but just enough soap, and preferably a plant-based soap, and soak your plants in that water for roughly 30 minutes. Now, mind you, before you soak those plants in that water, you want to remove as much soil as you can and then place it in the water. Then what you'll do is rinse the plants off, preferably with a hose if you can, or just some kind of water, or wipe the plant off. Then place it in a new pot and new soil inside your home. All right, now let's get back to the video. We also want to ensure our plants get 6 to 8 hours of light. We know tropical plants love heat and light. Well, water too, but less water is needed in the cold temperatures. And I know for some, bringing your banana plant isn't as easy as it sounds, because you might have to dig it out of that container or that ground. And depending on how hard the soil is, that can be a task. Okay, that if you're able to do it, go for it. So we place our banana plant inside. It's in the container. It doesn't need much water, no fertilization unless you just have to put a little bit only. All right, and it's in that frost-free area, getting 6 to 8 hours of light. It is good to go. Second option. Our second option, we're leveling up on our overwintering. All right, let's talk about the one that's in the pot and we can't get it inside. We can't dig it up. So what we're doing is we're chopping those leaves off. Chop all the leaves off. Chop it down to about 2 feet tall. Wrap fencing around the container. Next, you want to take some mulch and you want to put that mulch between the fencing and the pots all around the container, because by a banana plant being in the container, it doesn't get as much insulation. So we're putting straw or grass clippings or leaves all between the fence and the space that's between the fence and the container. You wrap that stem. Wrap it with burlap. It's very breathable, or you can wrap it with frost covering and just wrap several layers around it from as far down as you can reach with the stem and to the tippy top, and then tuck it inside or tie a rope to secure the burlap so it doesn't blow off or away. After that, place some mulch on top of the soil while it's in that container, whether it be leaves, small witches, whatever you have to do to keep it insulated. Wrap frost covering around the fencing of that container. And so I'll show a small clip of what I mean by that, though what I'm showing, my plants are in ground. Again, we want to chop all the leaves off. Chop it down to about 2 feet. We're going to wrap the stem with burlap and or frost cover, a few layers. We're going to have the fencing, the perimeter, around our banana plant and we're going to stuff it as high as the plant is. I shouldn't say as high as the plant is because if your fencing is here and your plant height is here, that may not necessarily work, right? Then all your mulch blows away. Mulch it as high as your fencing. Keep your burlap and or frost cover in place that's around the stem. Tie it with a rope. Is take the frost covering and wrap it around the outside of the fencing. Wrap it around the outside of the fencing and then tie it with a rope to secure it so it doesn't blow it away, or somehow interloop it in the fence so it doesn't blow away. So when that's done, basically you had a shorter banana plant, right? That's all wrapped up in frost covering or burlap. And it has a cage essentially around it with mulch all around the stem inside the cage. And then the outside of the cage is wrapped in frost cover. So that is an option to level up on our overwintering for our banana plant. Now, let's get to the third option. By the way, if you'd like to know everything about container gardening, from starting, maintaining, and even reviving a dead garden, I have a course linked in the description. And let me tell you, I've got a great deal going on right now because I want you to be able to plant with success each and every time, again and again and again. So go ahead and take advantage of the deal. Take a look in the description at the course that we have for you. Now let's get back to the video. The other option is dormancy. Now, dormancy may seem a little drastic, but you got to do what you got to do to save your banana plant. So with dormancy, you will remove all leaves from your plant. Chop, 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 chop. Next, you want to dig the plant up out of the soil or pot that it is in. Then we're going to chop the plant to about a foot or less. Keep some of the soil around the root ball of that banana plant. You're going to place it into a container. Or you can place it in a plastic bag. The container doesn't have to have a bunch of soil or anything like that because we're going through the dormancy steps. We just want to pour small amounts of water just to keep it from drying out. We don't want it sitting in a pool of water while it's in the container or plastic bag. Just small amounts of water every now and then to ensure it doesn't dry out. By the way, light requirements are not even considered because dormancy means no growth. So we all have to consider light requirements in this instance. When the spring comes, you want to take your banana plant out of the container or the black plastic bag, cut off any ill-looking portions from the banana plant, and then go ahead and repot it in, your container or the ground. So these are a couple options that we could do to save our plant in case the temperatures take a plunge. If you learned something in today's video, be sure to like it. Remember, I want to help you plant your vision into reality. Other than that, I hope to see you in the next video. Y'all willing. Shalom.